friends, in my last video I showed that we had some kind of weed tree. We looked it up. It was a paper mulberry tree, and for some reason, even before we hauled malt in here, it would grow little seedlings everywhere and we would pluck it out. So I'm not really sure if it's going to be a future problem, but my husband cut down those two big stalks, those two big stumps, or bark. So, and then he put some kind of poison that he found, and you drill a hole into the stump and then you put that chemical in there, and then it'll kill the stump. So hopefully it kills it and doesn't do anything to the lemon tree, which, as you can see, the lemon tree had some kind of damage long ago. Like, it looks like it's split open or something. But it's always produced lots of fruit, and we cleared it out, trimmed it down, made it cleaner. Unfortunately, we have a lot of debris here, so we're gonna have to wait for this stuff to dry, and we're gonna burn it. Initially we were gonna shred it, but we don't have anything big and strong enough to shred those giant stumps, so we're gonna have to wait till it dries, cut it down a little bit, and burn it. And we'll just use the wood ash to spread into the chicken coop to decrease the mites, if there are any, and to decrease the odors. And we will just keep adding nutrition. So today I'm here also to show you that, so it's kind of hard to move around because we have branches everywhere from the lemon tree and from the weed tree. So I'm just doing little tiny bits of things, and it's only supposed to get to 81 or 82 degrees today, but it is already hot and it's only 9:30. So I'm gonna harvest some Malabar spinach seeds. If you see these dark clumps, they look black, but they're dark purple, and you could use them to dye things, but I just collect the seeds so that I can have more seeds to hand out to friends or to grow for the following seasons. So the last time I grew these from the seeds that were from 2019, I believe, or 2020. So now I'm growing it again. I just get tired of growing the same things all the time, so sometimes I'll skip a year or two. These are best harvested in paper bags, but I have this envelope for now, and as long as you don't squish it, then you won't squish the color, the pigmenting soft outer layer, because inside this outer layer is the seed, and it's okay to collect it whole like this. You don't have to squish it down and anything like that, because over time that purple pigment, that soft layer, is going to dry out, and it'll be just hard little seeds like the size of a grape seed. And it's really easy. You just pluck them off, each one. And so let me see, just like that. Oops, I already squeezed that one. Ooh, that one's pretty firm. I'm already staining my finger. That didn't go as fancy. Now the other one was easier to pluck, but I dropped the seed, the envelope. This is hard to do with one hand, so I'm gonna do this with both my hands. Now, as you can see, the seeds grow along the stem, kind of like how jabuticaba fruit grow along the stem of the main trunk of the tree and the branches. So those are the seeds, and these are the leaves of the Malabar spinach. This is a red variety of Malabar spinach, because there's a green variety where the stem is not purple, and neither are the seeds. And so this one's unique because the purple seeds tell you that they're ripe and they're ready to go. So those are the ones you pluck, because there are green ones and those are not yet mature enough. And so you can just literally just eat the leaves just like this, and it has very few pests to bother it, and it's good in salads and stuff. And it has a little bit of a mucilaginous, not as much as okra, a mucilaginous leafy quality, but that mucilaginous quality is good for your intestines. It helps to clean out your intestines. And I imagine these seeds, I imagine that these seeds are chock full of antioxidants, and indeed I ate some, and they taste like the Malabar spinach, but with a little seed core in the center that you can just swallow as well. And it is not, some of them are a slight bitter taste, but for the most part they taste just like the Malabar spinach. And I've already gotten my fingers purpled, but there's plenty more to grab, and I've gotten some already in my envelope. Sorry about that. So in my envelope are quite a few, and I'm going to still grab more because it's nice to have, it reseeds itself quite easily. It just drops the seeds at the end of the season, and it just reseeds itself. But I'd like to keep some seeds to grow it where I'd like it to be. So in this pot I grew tomatoes and the Malabar spinach so that they can kind of both climb onto the mini trellis I have. So both won't tolerate the cold, so both will die off. So I'm not too worried about it. So that's the reason why I grew them together in the same pot. And it looks kind of gangly and everything here, but it's okay. It's interplanting at play. So I'm going to keep getting more of the seeds, the purple ones, and I'll see you on the other side in a little bit. And as I harvest, I keep thinking about different things that I want to tell you, and so I just thought of another one. It has very few pests, so that's why it's able to grow really well, and it's a really good food source because nothing really attacks it. So even though I grew it 2 years ago and now I'm growing it, if you look, there's nothing attacking it. There's no white flies, there's no harlequin bugs, there's nothing. It's a really good crop, and it grows and climbs up trees and things. So just grow it up a trellis, which sometimes I do. I grow it up a tree and then I untangle it a little bit so that it doesn't kill my tree, and I doubt that it will kill my tree. In fact, it probably protects the trees against the sun burning the stems, and also in the winter time it protects it a little bit too. So I've left the Malabar spinach vines on different fruit trees that are in the pots over the winter, and they've survived, and I just think it helps to insulate them from heat and from cold. Another thing I'd like to tell you too is, like, I got these seeds originally from Johnny's Seeds, and I got the bigger pouch with a greater quantity of seeds. However, if you ever get it, just get a small amount, because look at how readily it seeds and how abundantly it makes seeds, so that you're never short on the seeds. So that's a tip to you, is to get the one with just a few seeds. And if you can get a hold of it from a friend, that's even better. Excuse all the background sounds as people are mowing lawns and garbage trucks are going by. So there are still quite a few more seeds to harvest, and if you have little garden helpers like children, they can help you do it, and it's a good task to teach them about various unique plants such as this, which I'm going to try to eat a lot of these seeds because they're so purple that they stay in your fingers like that beautiful hue, and I might try to use it to dye something. And another word of advice to you: when I bought seeds, I was so enamored by all the good things I heard about borage and red Malabar spinach or green Malabar spinach in general, that I bought a lot of seeds. It's a big package. See all the seeds, and I've given away some and I've used some. So I bought it in masses. So if you buy any of these two, you just need to buy the smallest package because they reseed themselves very easily, and they drop the seeds into the ground and they grow quite easily. And in fact, they're not even bad because you can pull the little seedlings out of the ground if you don't want them, and it won't be a problem where it overtakes and spreads. It does reseed, but it doesn't, it's not one of those extremely annoyingly invasive type of plants. But because they make so many seeds each year from the plant, you only need to buy a small starter seed, and then you can collect your own seeds year after year. Unless you have a lot of land or a lot of people to feed, then it's kind of then you can buy a lot. But just to let you know, you don't need to buy too many of these.